Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to our channel, and today we have a hot topic, whether to purchase new construction or a resale home. The reason why we want to talk about this is because we have a lot of our clients asking this very question. And around us in the Sacramento area and the Bay Area, there are a lot of new construction homes being built right now. So we want to talk about what the pros and cons to new construction and resale is. That's what this video is about. So I'm Steve Gonzalez.
And I'm Rose Gonzalez, and thank you for joining us today. If you're new to our channel, make sure to give a little love to that subscribe button and click on that notification button so you can be the first to know about what's happening here in Northern California. All right?
You ready?
Yep.
I'm going to start off with the most obvious, in my opinion. With new construction, you are the very first owner. It's brand new. You get the keys, you step in the door, you're the first owners. I absolutely love that about new construction, right?
Yeah. I think for me, everything's brand new. Like you said, you're the first owner, but you also have brand new water heater, brand new roof. So, the maintenance is a lot easier. And you get to also go to the design center and pick out the types of cabinets you want, the countertops, the carpet, so you can color coordinate your house the way you want it to look.
Well, let me just kind of go off of that. That's not always the case. What we're seeing now is builders are holding on to inventory a little bit longer. And so now they have homes they're trying to get rid of. They're called ready-built homes, whether they're ready to move in or they'll be ready within the next month. And they're giving really, really good deals on these homes. Some places are lowering up to $90,000 to $100,000, believe it or not, to get rid of these homes, to get them sold quick. Now, if you choose one of those homes, no more design center. It's already been picked.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if you catch it in the beginning, the fun process is getting the color scheme, picking out the counters, the flooring, and all that stuff. So
yeah, for
throw
sure.
that out there.
But with a resale home, depending on the home itself, there could be a home that's recently updated, and then there could be homes where parts of the home is updated and then you have to do some updates. But you're also going to have to look at how old the water heater is, the roof, so you may have to get a new roof within a few years, or a water heater. So those are the differences between the two, where there may be more work for you to do on a resale home.
Got it. Let's go into pro and con number 2. I believe the con to a new build would be a backyard.
Yeah.
Now, most of the time, you're going to get a backyard that's dirt, and you have up to about a year to get your backyard in. Not a cheap project. Within the last couple of years, a lot of things have gone up in pricing, and landscaping and concrete is definitely one of them. So, you might be looking at a dirt backyard for a month to a year.
I was gonna say a
month is someone that gets in and knocks it out. But I mean, we have people still. We've been in this house for a couple years, and there's people that moved in and they're going on about 9 months. They haven't gotten to their backyard yet, and I get what that's like.
Yeah.
It's a long process.
Yeah, and depending on where you live as well, if you live in an HOA, you have to have your plans approved by the homeowners association. If you're building a pool, that can take another few months because it has to be permitted by the city. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into getting a backyard done.
So what's cool about a resale is most of the time they're going to have all the landscaping done.
Yeah.
Right?
I
and
mean,
you get to see it up front. You get to see if you like it or not.
Yeah, and you might have to do some updating to it. If it has a pool, you might not need to. You may have to replaster it or refinish it.
But you can do that down the road.
Yeah,
if you want to. It's your choice.
Yeah. So a lot of people like resale because this is a $50,000 to $100,000 savings that they're gonna get, because it does cost quite a bit of money to get your backyard done. And also if you're doing your backyard, all the plants that you're putting in are really small, like the trees, whereas a resale home, you can have big red what are those, evergreens, and big trees and fruits, and so it just looks a lot more homey.
What's up, homie? This girl from the Bay, she know that. So I'll give you an example. like I said, we have a brand new home. It's a couple years old. And it's amazing. Absolutely love it. You go through the neighborhood and you got your little mini trees, your little mini shrubs and stuff like that. And then showing resales, you drive through a pretty developed, really nice neighborhood, and the landscaping is just full. It looks really nice. It's everything's grown and lush, and there's something about the older homes that are unique and just have that lived-in feeling in a good way. There's been times we've looked at houses and I'm like, I actually kind of like this. It has a good vibe, just a little bit older. The neighborhood is fully developed. So yeah, those could be pros and cons to it. Like right now, our trees are still growing. They're still small. It's been 2 years, and you drive through, and it's most of the trees are like that.
Yeah. So another thing is mellow roofs. So any homes built after 2000 has mellow roofs, and mellow roofs goes towards development of the streets, the sewers, the parks, the schools. So it's, you pay property taxes on your home, but mellow roofs is an additional tax that you're paying to help cover the cost of the city. So that's another pro and con between resale and new construction.
So one thing that I like about new construction is if you see a home that you like, and let's say it's going to take anywhere from 6 months to a year to be built, you could hold that house with a deposit, and within 6 months to a year, 9 times out of 10, almost 10 times out of 10, you're going to gain equity on that, right?
Yeah.
So you're just waiting for your house to be built, gives you time to get your ducks in a row while values of houses go up. When you move in, you get that equity, right? Right now is a tricky time because we are seeing a little bit of a pullback, but with that comes a lot of deals as well. Yeah. But man, I love to, we've done it a couple times where we put our money down and just let the house be built, and then just let the equity build from there, right?
Yeah, and as far as timeline goes, with the resale, you're looking at a 25 to 30 day escrow.
That could be a very good positive, right?
A quick close.
Yeah.
And with the new construction, depending on when you purchase the home, you're looking at from the ground up 6 to 8 months. So that gives you time to plan for things. If you have to sell your home, it's not as stressful. You already have a home secured, and then you can work on getting your home ready to sell in a few months, versus with a resale, you're more likely you will need to have your home either on the market or in escrow within a week after your offer has been accepted. So it's just a little bit faster time frame with the resale, where it can cause a little bit more stress, versus a new home where you have time to really get things dialed in before you're selling.
Well, what about ready-built homes for new constructions? A house that's either ready now or may take a month or two. What's the timeline on that?
So ready-built home is actually similar to resale. Depending on how far along the builder is, they have homes that are ready, let's move in. They're a little bit more flexible than a seller would be. On a resale, the seller for that home needs to move out and go somewhere else. So sometimes the flexibility on that isn't as good as a builder, because a builder, let's say you have a ready-built home that's ready in 30 days, but you still have a house to sell. If you are a little bit behind, you can actually still talk to the builder up front and say, hey, I don't want a 30-day close. I want a 45-day close to give me time to sell the house. So they're very flexible as far as close of escrow date for those ready-built homes, because either way, it's going to be sitting there anyways. So the sellers are, there's a little bit of flexibility and wiggle room, but for the most part, it's a little bit more stressful, because if the seller on the house you want to buy has a house that they're trying to buy, and then you have a house that you're trying to sell, it's 3 transactions being affected. So any delays in closing is going to impact the other closing. So it just creates a little bit more stress for the transactions.
I got one. Okay, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. These new constructions, a big con is it's construction. Yeah. There is construction everywhere for some time. When we moved here, probably about, there's 2 years later, they're still doing construction right across the street, to be honest
Well,
with you. But
so-
it took a while
no,
for the house. But
yeah.
it took about 6 months to a year of just on our street construction, constant grade-alls, trucks, people putting in pools, people doing backyards. It was just a noise that you just deal with, right? And as each house gets completed, it's less and less construction. They move on to the next phase. So luckily, we're past that point.
Almost.
But
we have one house across
that
the
they
street.
started late, but we're in a construction site and
Yeah.
for some time, so
And
that
it's-
could be a kind of a pain.
Yeah, it is, especially when you have kids who want to play outside, or like one time we saw like nails on the street.
Saw nails in our tire.
Yeah.
We had a razor blade in our tire, and we've had to replace 2 Tesla tires. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's new construction.
But on the upside, with new construction in the construction zone, what's your favorite thing about having the
You
construction?
trying to get me in trouble right now? All right, I'm just gonna say it. They got dumpsters everywhere, and if you know me, I got Amazon constantly in my house. I got to get rid of stuff. So
I mean, I see neighbors walking with piles of boxes. Oh, I just gotta
let's
throw
just
this
face
out.
it. It's a convenience to have dumpsters and be able to throw stuff away. But we're gonna skip that part, Rose. We'll skip that. Right. So another pro and con. It depends on how you look at it. But with new construction, typically it's going to be a little bit further out from your busier areas, which could be good, but it's less developed. So you might be waiting for schools to be built, homes to be built. It might be a little bit further to get to the freeway. It's a patience game too. Like our landscaping needed to grow. Our schools are being built. We just had a school open up.
Oh yeah, our
Just
son
recently.
had to go to an older school, which was about 10 minutes away, and then the following year they opened the brand new school.
But
in
I
the
love
community.
it because we just keep seeing brand new things pop up. New shopping centers, people from around the California, around the United States, a lot of them from the Bay Area. New schools, top of the line schools. So, in my opinion, I like it because everything's fresh and brand new.
Yeah,
But it is a little bit further.
For sure.
Yeah. And then with the new construction, usually you have your final walkthrough and they will fix anything that, you see needs to be touched up. Within a month's time of you being there, they'll come back, revisit it. And then before the year is up, they do something called a fit and finish. And any settling in the house, if there's any cracks or grout that's cracked or sheetrock that may be a little gap because of any settling in the windows or anything like that, they'll come and just fix everything that you see before that year's up. So that's really good to have too.
Well, then also like all the appliances, the roof, all that stuff has warranty as well.
Yeah.
With Resale, there is a home warranty, which is for a year, and that basically covers appliances, some plumbing. It's not as extensive as a new construction warranty, but let's say the oven was working when you moved in, and then 3 months down the line the oven stops working. You can actually call the warranty company, something like Old Republic or First American Home Warranty, and they'll actually come fix it. So that's kind of you do have some kind of warranty. So as a buyer, make sure that you always opt in for a 1-year home warranty. But again, with new homes, it's a little bit more robust as far as the warranties go.
So with resales, what you're going to want to do, guys, to get your home inspected. You can even do a new build inspection, but for resale, that is a must, right? They're going to go through the whole house and see if there's anything wrong with plumbing, electrical, light fixtures, heating, air conditioning, the roof, the structure outside, the concrete, the foundation, whatever they could see, whatever they could look at, they're going to check it, test it to see if it's working or not.
So we recommend doing a roof. A roof inspection is going to tell you if there's anything wrong with the roof. Like if it's tile, are there any tiles cracked? What's the life left on your roof? So this will give you an idea of like, okay, there's 10 years left on this roof, so in 10 years I'm going to have to replace it. Then we also, on top of home inspection, we recommend doing a termite inspection, because with older homes, they have wood barges around the roof, they have them around window frames, and sometimes those can rot because of the weather When wood gets wet, sometimes it gets dry
So
rot.
it's not just looking for termites?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not just looking for termites, but so it looks for dry rot and for termites. So then it would tell you if your house needs to be tented, or if there's any areas that have termite. It'll tell you if there's any like wood that needs to be replaced.
And it's a thorough inspection.
Yeah.
They're going to take pictures. They're going to know every little thing they find. It's almost like they go overboard and get everything, give you a thorough inspection, up to 50 pages long sometimes, and they're going to recommend what needs to be fixed. They'll give you an estimated quote of how much that will cost. They'd either offer the services for you, or you could just fix it on your own. You could accept it how it as is, or you could go back to the seller and negotiate and see if they would be willing to fix some or reimburse you some of that money.
Yeah. One thing that's really important on the home inspection, and not really something you can figure out with new homes yet, is after a certain amount of time, you'll be able to have indication of like foundation concerns. So the home inspection will know if they see any issues with foundation. They'll recommend you get someone who specializes in it. So that's one thing that people don't really think about is, when I was a first-time home buyer, I had no idea that we needed to figure out, even think about foundation until we got into real estate and really like dove into like some of our clients where we've had to replace the foundation or fix the foundation. So that can be very costly.
Right.
I've seen them from, $25,000 up to like $80,000 or more. So that's something that, you guys definitely want to do if you're doing resale home, is just taking a look at all these inspections to see the condition of the home, because, depending on how old it is, there may be some work that needs to be done.
I agree. Get your inspections. If you have a realtor that tries to say don't, think about that, because you waive that inspection contingency. You're accepting that home as is. So
what about, I guess we could talk about right now in the current market, the pros and cons of like buying resale and new construction as far as like incentives go. I think right now we're kind of in somewhat of a shifting market. So it went from a super, super hot market in 2021 to like a
big
confused...
interest rate spike, which slowed down the market. And that was the point, to raise the rates to slow down, inflation.
To now we're kind of getting busy again. So what we're seeing out there is like, depending on price point. So right now we're talking about 2023. We're starting to see things pick up with multiple offers. I mean, we've had homes from like the 500,000 price point even up to the 800,000 price point where they're getting multiple offers again. So back in December, November of last year, we were seeing price drops even up to like, summer of last year, price drops, significant price drops on resales. And so now we're starting to see more of multiple offers, homes are moving. With new construction, they are picking up right now as well, but in some situations, they're still giving some incentives on the ready-built homes.
And so with resale, if they're seeing the market pick up, they're able to adjust their prices pretty much on the spot. And that's what we're seeing. I've been to a couple open houses the last couple weeks. And the one that I could think of, the lady said, because I was there like 5 minutes before it opened on a Sunday, but she said on Saturday, 40 people came by. And then calling some other realtors, I talked to this one guy, I asked him how his open house did or how the activity is. He said we had 100 people come by. That was last weekend.
Yeah.
Right? And so us going to these houses, we're seeing a lot more traffic, but even in new construction, I'm seeing a lot more traffic there too. But with new construction, they've come down already and they're not shooting the price up right away. They're almost holding it down before they raise the price. On resale, they could take advantage of that and have a bidding war.
Yeah.
So let's say we have a house that would probably appraise for $550,000 and we list it at $540,000, and it creates 50 people coming by, and you get 3 to 5 offers. that could be well over 560, 575.
Yeah.
We're seeing that again.
Yeah,
But in
and-
new construction,
Yeah.
you put the money down,
And you
that
hold
price
it.
is what the price they offer
Yeah.
is what you get.
Yeah, so with resale, you're looking at, negotiation as far as like different buyers. So if you have 3 buyers, you're trying to see who's going to give you the most money for the best terms. Whereas with new builds, all except for I think one builder does offers, but you hold the price where it's at. So like you could still, like if it's a ready built home, even today we're still getting builders letting us know that they still have like 20,000 that they can take off the price. Obviously the lower price points may not, but yet we've got at least 3 builders who tell us that they could take 20,000 off right now. And then if they do have a dirt lot available, that you hold that price. You don't have to compete with like 3 other buyers with the prices going up and stuff. So it makes it a little bit easier to kind of know what price point you're getting into with the new construction.
Now, I guess I could translate to resell if a house is a decent house, but maybe it wasn't marketed correctly.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it didn't get the traction it needed and it's been sitting for a while and the seller needs to move. You can find deals in resales for sure.
Yeah.
And you can even ask for seller credit to help pay for your closing costs or even help bring down your interest rate. So we're seeing credits on both sides and incentives on both sides. But with the market picking up, at least in January, and now it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
February 14, 2023. This whole month and a half has been really good throughout the market of what we're hearing, right? So, that's just a handful of pros and cons. Obviously, there's more. And if you guys have any questions,
or if we missed the pro and con, and you
there's so many, right?
Yeah,
comment below. We'd love to
hear
answer
what you guys have to say about that. All right, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about resale versus new construction, or just anything to do with real estate here in Northern California, make sure to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
And if you haven't yet, make sure you send a little love to that subscribe button. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
See you guys.